नमस्कार, सलाम, याली मदद, सत श्री अकाल, गुड इवनिंग टू कनाडा। आप सबका स्वागत है हमारे प्रोग्राम कैलगरी फोकस में। आप ये प्रोग्राम देखते हैं हमारे अपने टीवी चैनल पंजाबी नेशनल पर और सुनते हैं द वन एंड ओनली रेडियो सुरसंगम पर। पिछले वीक आपके साथ हमने मुलाकात करवाई थी हमारे अपने कबीर बेंस जी से, जो कि एक आर्मी ऑफिसर हैं और किस तरह से उन्होंने अपनी लाइफ को यहाँ पर बनाया, कैसे वो इमिग्रेट होकर यहाँ पर आए और आज अपनी फैमिली के साथ और अपने परिवार के साथ किस तरह से हंसी खुशी अपने जीवन को व्यतीत कर रहे हैं। और जो हमारा मोटो है कि डोंट थिंक व्हाट कंट्री डज फॉर यू बट व्हाट यू कैन डू फॉर द कंट्री, इस मोटो को वो आगे लेके चल रहे हैं। उनके बड़े भाई भी आर्मी में थे और वो उनके बीच नहीं है, बट उन्होंने बताया किस तरह से उन्होंने फोर्सेस ज्वाइन की और कहाँ कहाँ वो फोर्सेस में रहते हुए घूमने का उनको मौका मिला और एक अच्छा खुशहाल कैरियर उनके लिए इस फोर्सेस ने दिया। आज हम आपके लिए लेके आए हैं उसका पार्ट 2 और पार्ट 2 में चैप्टर 2 में रादर हम लोग बात करेंगे लेफ्टिनेंट जेनेट एम्ब्री से, जो कि हमें बताएंगी कि उनकी लाइफ यहाँ पे इस फोर्सेस में कैसी रही है और रिक्रूटमेंट के बारे में रादर हम लोग बातचीत करेंगे उनसे। तो आइए मिलकर स्वागत करें लेफ्टिनेंट एम्ब्री का। थैंक यू सो मच फॉर बीइंग हियर मैम।
Thank you for having me, Amrit. It's a pleasure to meet you.
It's always kind of one feels so motivated when you meet anybody from the forces, because the lifestyle, the way they present themselves, they live their life in such a kind of they have everything it is in a place, I believe. They have a schedule for everything and they live a life of exactly like a soldier. So it doesn't matter you are in the field or you are off the field or doing something else, but being part of the forces, it brings out the actual person in you. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It truly does. It's a calling. It's not an 8 to 4. It is. It's a lifestyle. It's a dedication to something bigger than yourself.
Absolutely.
It's intensely rewarding, intensely challenging. Not for everybody, but I think that your experience with the Canadian Armed Forces truly inspires you to test your internal fortitude.
Right.
And I think that people are stronger than they think they are.
Absolutely.
Inside. And a journey with the Canadian Armed Forces is an outstanding way for people to truly push themselves to excellence.
Absolutely. And the point you said that people, the forces or this career brings out your real self.
It does.
And people are afraid somewhere, or they are not the real what they are in a life they are doing, right? In their
Right.
living. I heard somewhere, if you want to know the reality of a person, give that person an absolute power. Then you will know that that person will become a dictator or a server. Because if you know that I will not be shot or I will not go through any kind of imprisonment, or I will not, people will not harm me, I can do anything. So then will you serve the people or will you dictate them? So if you have the absolute power, then the real self comes in. But here the real self means, what I feel is that what you are, what you can do, what extra you can do to to serve or to be what you are. Like you've been in, like I was reading your the something which I've been sent by you and Major. Like you've been to so many different countries, you met so many different people, and you've been been in so many different roles, being an officer. It's amazing.
Thank you.
And I believe the people who are listening to us today and to this chapter 2 will relate the same what Mr. Kabir said. To start with, Lieutenant, what motivated you to be being a woman, especially to be in the forces? And secondly, do you ever felt that you are not treated equally, as they say, treat women equally, but the things are like this, right? So how you feel as in your career till now? That is my second part.
Okay. To answer your first question, Amrit, I come from a family with long military traditions. My parents were immigrants. They were both from Glasgow, Scotland. My father was in the RAF at the tail end of the Second World War.
Okay.
All 7 of my uncles were in the Second World War. They were all taken POW and all returned safely, which is unheard of. My parents emigrated to Canada in the 50s, and they lived in Hamilton, Ontario, so I grew up in Steeltown. My brother joined the Air Force, and he actually just retired. He's just a little bit older than me. He was a loadmaster and a traffic technician. He flew in the back of a Hercules aircraft over the oil fires. So long experience throughout my entire family. Why did I join the CAF? So I started out in cadets, in Army cadets, when I was a teenager. And my high school, I was kind of floundering. I wasn't the greatest student. Math, not even close to my forte. But when I joined cadets, they have a very structured way of teaching. And it taught me how to study and how to learn in a very, very different way than the school system did. And that's when my marks and my education truly took off. So I have cadets to thank for that. Moving forward, I graduated from high school in Hamilton. And I'm going to be very honest with you. I grew up in a family that we didn't have a lot of money. So university wasn't an option for me. And it was at that time that I started exploring opportunities in the Canadian Armed Forces. I was working at a little music store selling pianos, because I was musically inclined at the time. But I always knew that that's where it would take me. Right from being a cadet, just having that sense of order and that sense of higher purpose. My little job at the piano store was just, it was a job, right. Wasn't a calling. So again, long history of military people in my family. My daughter, she is a leading sailor first class.
Wow.
In the reserves, and it was my pleasure to witness her enrollment, and she is excelling, and so it's carrying on into the next generation.
That's amazing. That's amazing. The thing which you just said, a lot of people think that if I'm not good in studies, I'm good for nothing, right?
Right.
Because study is the backbone of your career, what you're gonna be in your life.
Yes.
So if you want to be a doctor, you have to be good in sciences, and if you want to go in any other field, say you want to be an accountant, then your maths should be good, as you said. But again, आपको ये देखना है कि आप करना क्या चाहते हैं. First you decide what you want to do. बाकी सब चीज़ें अपने आप place में आ जाती हैं. Like Lieutenant said, she was not good in studies that much, but when she joined the cadets, उनको एक नई राह मिली, एक नया वे मिला. और जब आपको एक नई राह और वे मिलती है, तो आपका अपना मन करता है कि हम कुछ करें. और यही नई राह, जो नई राह है, ये आपको तलाशनी है. और हमारे प्रोग्राम का मकसद यही है कि आपको हम सही इन्फॉर्मेशन, राइट इन्फॉर्मेशन मुहैया कराएं, क्योंकि सब लोग इंटरनेट सेवी नहीं होते हैं. और ये इन्फॉर्मेशन बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट है हमारी कम्युनिटी के लिए. साउथ ईस्ट जो हमारी एशियन कंट्रीज़ हैं, वहाँ के जो लोग हैं, वो यहाँ पर आकर काम में जुट जाते हैं, अपनी लाइफ को बनाने में जुट जाते हैं, लेकिन वो कहीं भूल जाते हैं कि जो उनकी नेक्स्ट जनरेशन है, जो उनके बच्चे हैं, उनके लिए क्या सही राह है. एंड आई बिलीव टुडे Lieutenant Embry is here, and she can very well say that the career today what she has, and the next generation, उनकी लड़की अब नेवी में गई है, तो किस तरह से उनकी जो जनरेशन है वो इस कंट्री को सर्व कर रही है. हम एक छोटा सा ब्रेक लेंगे और ब्रेक के बाद हम लोग अपनी बातचीत जारी रखेंगे. आने वाले कुछ सेगमेंट में मैं आपको ये बताएंगे हम लोग कि कैसे इसका हिस्सा हम लोग बन सकते हैं, रिक्रूटमेंट कैसे होती है, कहाँ पे आप लोग जाके एनरोलमेंट करा सकते हैं, क्या क्या एजुकेशन बैकग्राउंड या आपके लिए क्या क्या ज़रूरी है. आप सुन रहे हैं कैलगरी फोकस विद अमृत बरार. मिलते हैं एक छोटे से ब्रेक के बाद. एक बार फिर से स्वागत है हमारे प्रोग्राम कैलगरी फोकस में, और हम लोग बातचीत कर रहे हैं लेफ्टिनेंट एमरी से, जो कि फोर्सेस से हमारे साथ यहाँ पर जुड़ी हैं. और अब हम इस सेगमेंट में बात करेंगे कैसे हम लोग इस अमेजिंग कैरियर का हिस्सा बन सकते हैं या अपने लिए चुन सकते हैं. सो लेफ्टिनेंट एमरी, गोइंग टू द सेकंड पार्ट ऑफ माय क्वेश्चन, हाउ यू फील एज अ पर्सन बीइंग अ वुमन. Have you ever felt that you were not treated equally, or this is the most biggest apprehension we see in people, that they don't have the equality, or the women are not not treated well, so they are afraid of sending their girls to the forces. What do you have to say about it?
Excellent question. It's a question I get a lot. I'll tell you my personal experiences. I have 31 years experience in the CAF now. I know I just hit my 31st. I can tell you the CAF today is not the CAF that I joined 31 years ago. Okay. One thing I do like about the CAF is their structure, their pay scales, the promotions are all based upon qualifications, time and service, and then merit.
Right.
So I can tell you that I am a Lieutenant Navy and I am pay grade 5. I can tell you every other Lieutenant Navy across the country, regardless of gender, who is a pay grade 5, makes exactly the same as I do. And it's published online for everybody to see. Their pay scales are absolutely transparent, and they go up annually. So it doesn't matter if you're male or female, your pay increment is annual.
Right.
And again, as well, same as the promotions, the requirements for promotion are very, very well laid out. You require this course, this much time and rank, and if you achieve that, and then you merit, meaning your annual reviews are good, the opportunities are there.
Absolutely.
They truly are. And I can tell you that when my daughter enrolled, I was fully confident that she would be treated well in the CAF.
And this is the main crux, because what I believe, if you were not treated well enough and you didn't feel comfortable, as a parent, you will not encourage your girl to go in the same field, right?
Absolutely.
तो ये आपने देखना है कि लिeutenant के इतने सालों की सर्विस में, she feels that everything and everybody is treated same. तो आपको डरने की ज़रूरत नहीं है कि हमारे बच्चों को, हमारी बेटियों को किस तरह से ट्रीट किया जाएगा. एंड डू यू एवर फेल्ट दैट, और नॉट विद यू बट with anybody else, you ever saw that they were treated badly, or they were not treated good because of any race, color, or based on any gender things, like which people think that it is part of every career?
So currently in the CAF, we are very, very strongly opinionated about promoting diversity and equal treatment, regardless of race, gender, ethnicity, doesn't matter. And I'm very, very proud right now of where we are. And I always tell people, so at my job, I'm the detachment commander for the Canadian Forces Recruiting Centre. One of the privileges for me is conducting enrollments. So I see the brand new soldiers, sailors, and air persons, and I accept their oath on behalf of Queen and Country, and then I send them out the door on the way to basic training, okay? So I always tell them that you have a responsibility, a threefold responsibility to the CAF, okay? You have a responsibility to everybody that served before you, who went through what they did and fought hard and improved the CAF so you have the working conditions that you have today. Your second obligation are to your fellow soldiers, sailors, and air persons that you work with side by side to ensure and promote a safe, happy, and respectful working environment. And then, of course, the third obligation is to ensure that you work hard so the next generation has it even better than you did.
Absolutely.
So it's not necessarily about my personal life experiences. I am part of the bigger picture.
Absolutely. And you are absolutely right, because we have to see the bigger picture. We
Yes.
have to follow the instinct that today is good, tomorrow will be much better, and the next day should be better than tomorrow. Right?
Exactly.
And we have to work together on that.
Yes.
And that's why we are so thankful to you and your whole department, Major Alexander and Mr. Kabir Bains, to get this message through you guys to the public, people who listen and watch our TV channel or listen to our radio and read our newspaper, so that they can realize and they can get this in their head that it's high time. Let's get our kids towards this career opportunity also. Instead of they running after the money and using the shortcuts and get into trouble and make their life miserable for themselves and the families, have a clear and such an amazing career and work towards it.
Agreed.
So now, if you can tell our audience over here and listeners, what is the basic qualification one need? Like, I am a layman, so I'm growing up, just for an example. So where should I start? What is the basic necessity, or what is the age, and what is the qualification one can get into the forces? And do we need any kind of, you should be like physically fit, or all these things comes later first? What is the step one?
Okay, so you need to be 18.
18. Okay.
Now, you can be younger than 18, but you need parental consent, and there's a whole lot of paperwork that goes into that, but it is possible. Depending on the occupation that you choose, the bare minimum is grade 10, 33 credits in Alberta. Now, depending on the occupation, it may require grade 12 education, it may require grade 12 education with 30-1 math. So each trade has their own educational requirements.
Sorry to interrupt you over
Yes.
here. A lot of people, they come here as on point system. That means they come here with their families, and the kids, they have maybe have done 10th grade or 12th in their respective countries. Now what they have to do?
Excellent question. So there are services. One is called WES, and the other is IQAS.
Okay.
So there are services in Canada where you can actually get them to look at your experiences in
Right.
your schooling overseas, and actually they will grant Canadian equivalencies.
Okay.
So you can get a piece of paper saying, I have the equivalency of grade 12 math or a university degree or whatever, and bring that into us, and that is valid.
Perfect. Okay. Then we go further. Now this is the minimum one should have, 18 years old, and अगर आप चाहें तो अगर आपके, if you have a newly born, you can definitely talk to Remedy, but you have to do a lot of paperwork. तो 18 साल का बच्चा अगर आपका है तो वो इसमें जा सकते हैं. अगर उससे कम है तो paperwork लगता है, लेकिन आपका consent बहुत ज़रूरी है. So what's the next step?
Okay, so there are three. First, age, okay, the education, and of course, I do have to say citizenship as well.
Okay.
Right, but we do accept, Canadian citizenship and all the paperwork that goes along with.
Not
so.
a PR.
No.
Okay, you have to be Canadian citizen, right?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay.
So those are the three bare minimums, and then it depends on what kind of career you have in mind. If there are NCM trades, which we equivalate. There's, the blue collar, white collar difference, right? So the NCM trades, I enrolled as an NCM, as a private in the Army.
Right.
And then there are different trades for officer occupations as well. The officer occupations require a degree, unless you are interested in RMC, Royal Military College, which is actually a university program,
Okay.
and it's paid for. Now, to do that, you need to be in grade 12, you need to have a very, very good average, you need to complete a grade 12, And the Royal Military College is a great opportunity. We send you away for 4 years. It's in Kingston, and it is an accredited degree program, after which you provide us with X amount of years of obligatory service depending on your trade. So there's NCM and there's officer.
Correct me if I'm wrong. So it is not necessary that you will just pick up a gun and you go and fight. That is not exactly it's all about. You can be an engineer, you can be a doctor, you can be a lot of other people and still serve the country, right?
Yes. Now we have, for example, we have chaplains.
Okay.
We do have basic qualifications, universality of service. We all have the same basic training. We all are trained in weapons handling. So we do have all of the same skill sets that you learn at basic training.
Right.
After basic training, then you get sent to your trades training, which is where you will learn your actual day-to-day. Now that being said, you know, you could have an HRA, human resources type occupation, but if you're attached posted to a regiment and the regiment deploys, then you could be deploying. So that's why we have what's called universality of service. Okay, so everybody needs to be fit to deploy.
And the thing is, so for example, I want to be an engineer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to be in forces as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the forces will pay for my education, and then as a service, as a return, I have to have that X amount of years dedicated to the service, and the education of that engineering degree will be free, right?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Means if you think in a way, कितना आसान है एक कैरियर जिसके लिए आपको पढ़ने के लिए भी पैसे दिए जा रहे हैं और साथ में आपकी एक सर्विस भी काउंट हो रही है. एक छोटा सा ब्रेक, और ब्रेक के बाद मैं आपसे दोबारा जुड़ता हूँ. आप देख रहे हैं प्रोग्राम कैलगरी फोकस ओनली ऑन पंजाबी नेशनल टीवी. एक बार फिर से स्वागत है आप सबका हमारे प्रोग्राम कैलगरी फोकस में. हम लोग बात कर रहे हैं लेफ्टिनेंट एमरी से, और वो हमें बता रही हैं कि कैनेडियन फोर्सेस को हम लोग कैसे ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं और इस देश की सेवा का हम लोग कैसे हिस्सा बन सकते हैं. Lieutenant, now that first 3 steps are done. Now, for example, please also let us know, is there a separate segment for the girls to get in, or it's the same procedure?
It is the same procedure.
Okay.
Right from day one. Same across the board.
Same across the board.
Yeah.
तो आप देख सकते हैं कि अगर आपका लड़की है या लड़का है, तो अगर उन्होंने इस कैरियर को चुनना है तो आपको सिर्फ ये देखना है कि आपने वो सर्विस जो है वो आर्मी, एयरफोर्स या नेवी के लिए करनी है. आप डॉक्टर बन सकते हैं, आप इंजीनियर बन सकते हैं, आपका और भी कोई एम है तो आप इनसे बातचीत करके उस बारे में बात कर सकते हैं कि मैं इस तरह से सर्विस करना चाहता हूँ, ये मेरी पढ़ाई लिखाई के बारे में मैं सोच रहा हूँ. Lieutenant, one thing I want you to tell us, how many different jobs are there, or how many different fields are there in the forces?
There's over 100.
Over 100.
Yes.
Wow, it's unbelievable. तो 100 तरह की आप डिफरेंट जॉब्स कर सकते हैं. ज़रूरी नहीं है कि आपको लड़ाई में जाके दुश्मन को मारना है. ये एक बेसिक जो नेसेसरी ट्रेनिंग है वो सबको दी जाती है, क्योंकि फॉर एग्जांपल इफ़ यू आर एन इंजीनियर, इफ़ यू आर अ डॉक्टर, अगर आप किसी ने मैश देखी हो तो मैश एक ऐसी सीरीज़ थी जो वियतनाम के बारे में थी, और जो डॉक्टर्स थे वहाँ जाकर उन्होंने किस तरह से अपनी आर्मी की सेवा की थी. बट दे वर डिप्लॉयड ओवर देयर, दे वर नॉट गोइंग एट द फ्रंट एंड फाइटिंग, बट दे वर हेल्पिंग द वुंडेड पीपल हु वर कमिंग इन द कैंप. और मैश एक ऐसा सीरीज़ है टीवी पे जो कि बहुत पॉपुलर हुआ. अगेन 100 से ऊपर डिफरेंट occupations हैं जो आप चूज कर सकते हैं. Lieutenant, how a layman, a person who doesn't have, say, no knowledge about the internet and they are not internet savvy, how they can contact, where they can contact if they need a counseling and they want their kids to join it, how your department can help?
So our telephone number is 403 974 2900, and that is the front desk at the Canadian Armed Forces Recruiting Centre. We're located at the Bantrell building on 6th and 6th Southwest.
Okay.
Now, currently, we are only bringing in people by appointment due to COVID restrictions
Right.
and manning restrictions.
Right.
But that is your best bet, is to give it, if you're not internet savvy, is to give us a call. And if you don't catch anybody right away, leave a voicemail and we will book an appointment for somebody to call.
That's amazing. Do we have any people who can help us if the person is not so good in English? So, do we have translators available to help them, the parents out, in case they are not comfortable in English?
Right now, we have English and French, which is our two national languages. But we actually do have Sergeant Baines, who is here last week,
Right.
and I'm sure he'd be happy to talk to anybody.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's
so
amazing.
we basically use every resource that we can just to make it a more comfortable experience for our applicants.
Absolutely. Why I ask this, because I work for Calgary Parking Authority, and over there are a lot of callers who call, and we have such a diverse team in our company. Like, we have people from so many different nationalities. So even like if somebody can't speak English and they are even Chinese, they are speaking Mandarin or Cantonese, we have people from speaking that language also, right? So even if we call 311 or 911, they have people with different languages. So it gives them a little comfort.
It
You know
does.
that. And Sergeant Baines being there, पिछले चैप्टर में आपने मिस्टर बेन से बात करी है, तो हिंदी, पंजाबी, उर्दू अगर आप बोलते हैं तो आप ज़रूर इनको फ़ोन कर सकते हैं 403-974-2900। कोविड की वजह से अभी जो अपॉइंटमेंट्स हैं वो बहुत लिमिटेड ली जा रही हैं, लेकिन मैं आपको यहाँ पर इसलिए ज़्यादा बताना ही नहीं चाह रहा इंटरनेट के बारे में, बट स्टिल लेफ्टिनेंट, व्हाट इज द ईमेल दे कैन ईमेल इट टू?
Okay, so the email, it's all linked to our forces.ca website.
वेबसाइट, ओके, सो दे शुड गो ऑन द forces.ca।
Yes.
ओके, तो अगर आप इनको ईमेल भी करना चाहते हैं, आप नहीं मिलना चाहते, तो आप वेबसाइट forces.ca पे जाइए और वहाँ पर आपको ईमेल का लिंक मिलेगा, जिसको आप अपनी इन्फॉर्मेशन आप उस ईमेल के ज़रिए इनको भेज सकते हैं। बट अगेन, फ़ोन नंबर पे मैं ज़्यादा तो जो इसलिए दे रहा हूँ ताकि आप 1-to-1 बात कर सकते हैं। अगर कोई ऑफिसर आपको नहीं मिलता है तो आप मैसेज छोड़ सकते हैं एंड दे विल कॉल यू बैक। अगेन, एक बहुत अच्छी अपॉर्चुनिटी, एक बहुत अच्छा जज्बा, अगर आप इसकी बात करें, टू सर्व दिस अमेजिंग कंट्री, जो कि हमें हमारी लाइफ को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए हेल्प कर रही है। आई थिंक दिस इज़ वन ऑफ द बेस्ट वे टू गिव इट बैक टू द कंट्री। आप डरे नहीं। लेफ्टिनेंट एम्ब्री और मिस्टर बेन्स ने आपको बताया वेरी क्लियरली दैट इट्स अ वेरी अमेजिंग प्लेस टू वर्क, पे ग्रेड्स आर सो गुड। और अगर आप लेफ्टिनेंट एम्ब्री की बात करें तो मैं उनके बारे में पढ़ रहा था। शी हैज़ बीन इन जर्मनी, बेल्जियम, फ्रांस, एंड यू नो इट्स एन अमेजिंग कैरियर। Lieutenant Embry, thank you so much for being here, and it was amazing talking to you, and I learned so much from you, and I'm very sure today, I think it's and starting with Mr. Kabir and talking to Major Alexander, it's a new chapter for our media group also, where we can proudly say that we want to work with Canadian Forces to get the message out to each and everyone who listen to us, who watches our media channels, so that they can encourage their kids to take this career and be on the right path. Before we end today's conversation, few words from you.
If there's one message that I can get across,
Please.
something I also speak about in enrollment ceremonies, is the inner voice that everybody has. You know, you think about something and then this inner voice says, oh, you can't do that. You'll never be able to do that. Listen to that voice, because when you challenge yourself to do the things that you think you can't do, that's how you grow. And you are stronger than you think. You're more capable than you think. And if I can do it, you can do it. So have some faith in yourself, take up the challenge, and just go for it. It's worth it. It's a fantastic career, great people to work for. It's a family, and best decision I made in my life. Over half my life I've been in the Canadian Forces, And I strongly encourage everybody just to challenge yourself, because if you stay in that zone where you're comfortable, you're not going to grow. Growth comes from discomfort.
अमेजिंग अमेजिंग सुपर मैसेज। इसके साथ मैं आपसे विदा लेता हूँ और नेक्स्ट हफ्ते नेक्स्ट वीक आपसे दोबारा मुलाकात होगी। आप देख रहे हैं प्रोग्राम कैलगरी फोकस ओनली ऑन पंजाबी नेशनल टीवी। थैंक यू सो मच एंड स्टे सेफ।